glad you could join me today. Today we're going to make a vanilla cheesecake. It's kind of easy, but it's 2 steps, and as you recall, in the past we used we made these little sugar cookies, vanilla cookies I guess they were, and what I've done is I've ground them up to make these crumbs. So we have a gluten-free product that we've turned into gluten-free crumbs to make the base for this cheesecake. This is 1/4 cup of butter, 1½ cups of these little cookies all ground up, and 1 tablespoon of white sugar. Okay, I'm going to pour the crumbs right in on top of that butter, and then I've ground those up in the food processor is how I did that, but if you don't have a food processor you can break them up with your fingers, use a rolling pin, do them in your blender, whatever. Just make crumbs. That's 1 tablespoon of sugar, and I'm just going to combine this with my spoon. I forgot my wooden spoon today, so we have to use a metal one. I don't know if I'll be forgiven in my household or not using the family heirloom, but that's how it goes sometimes. There's nobody here anyway that's going to tell. There's people here, but they're not going to tell. They won't get any cheesecake if they do. Alright, and so I have this is just a regular pie plate. You can use a fancy pan if you want. Most of us, like I've told you before, we're not fancy bakers. We just bake tasty goods, and this will be quite tasty. So I usually, at this point, with my clean, dry hands, having washed them, I just pat it down with my knuckles, run it up the side a little bit to flatten it out, and then we're going to make the filling for this, which is just a plain vanilla filling, and we're going to do that in the food processor. So I'm going to put this off to one side and clean up the mess, and then I'm going to show you how to make the filling. Okay, I have my food processor here, and like I said, you can use an electric mixer, you can use a whisk, whatever you need to use to make it at your house. I've got 1 package of cream cheese, which is 1 cup. So I'm just going to grab that, it's nice and soft, and throw it in there. Then I'm going to dump my 1 cup of white sugar in there. And then I'm going to take this over and I'm going to blend it, and then I'll come back and add the other ingredients. Okay, now that I've mixed the cream cheese and the sugar, you can see what it looks like. I'm going to add 2 teaspoons of vanilla extract, because it's a vanilla cheesecake. I'm going to add 2 eggs, and I'm going to add 1/4 cup of sour cream. Then I'm going to take it back over and I'm going to blend this all together again. Okay, now I've finished blending this. You can see it's quite liquidy, and we're going to pour it right into this crust. Do it gently so that you don't move your crumbs all over the place. I'm going to scrape it all out. And then I'm going to take this over to a 325-degree oven, preheated of course, and I'm going to bake it for about 40 minutes. And this is the most simple cream cheese cheesecake recipe that I know of. And when it comes out of the oven, you'll be able to serve it with a commercial brand caramel sauce, fresh fruit, cream, or you can just eat it plain. It's entirely up to you. Well, thank you for watching, and I hope you enjoy this recipe. The recipe will be in the video description below, and any questions, please leave us a comment.